Hi, this is Sive Morten with the daily update on EURFX. I post my exclusive market overviews with the key political and economical events, charts and important levels on the ForexPeaceArmy.com forums weekly. This short video is a response to rapidly changing situation on the currency markets and should help you to stay on top of the game and be profitable. I suggest you to visit ForexPeaceArmy.com forum and read my analysis for the week before watching this daily video.
Welcome everybody guys. Today we will take a look again on the euro currency. Also I would like to wish a Merry Christmas to all Christians who belongs to Orthodox Church. So today is the day of Christmas. Actually guys, besides the euro currency, right now is very interesting setup on the Australian dollar. This is in fact the continuation of the setup that we have discussed in previous week. I just do not pay currently attention to it and do not prepare an update on the Australian dollar because this setup hasn't reached the point where it could be interesting for us from the trading point of view. So market right now shows the action in our direction, I mean Australian dollar, but no retracement has started yet that we could use for a possible take into short. Still the potential of this trade in Australian dollar is very significant because it stands on the weekly chart and it assumes that market should take out the former lows, and that's approximately 4 points, 400 pips to the downside. So this is really very nice potential. As soon as we will get the acceptable retracement on Australian dollar, we definitely will prepare the daily update. But we think that it makes sense to us and to everybody to keep an eye on Australian dollar since it currently shows really bright setup. Right now, let's talk on the euro currency. So guys, in general, market has accomplished the scenario that we have discussed yesterday. So if you remember, we started from the point that market stands at the strong support area. So it's very close to the daily oversold. In the FIB level, also market has completed on the 4-hour time frame chart this ABCD pattern, and we said it's probably retracement should happen. And finally, we will get the chance to take the short. If of course you haven't taken it here or even here, maybe on a reversal session when we have started discussion of the possible downward reversal here. So if on Monday we haven't got the entry opportunity, so right now we've got it. So I think that those of you who would like to take short and who's followed to our scenario, our training plan now, you should have the short position, and this position should be already in profit. So on the 4-hour time frame chart, what we have, our head and shoulders pattern. Here is guys an agreement, as you can see, completion of the ABCD right with the 618 support. And we said that guys, probably market will reach this and retest this area. It's neckline, weekly pivot, monthly pivot, weekly pivot resistance one. That will be the perfect from the technical point of view opportunity for taking the short position by many reasons. Technical reason stands on the hourly chart. Recall our discussion of the two confluence resistance areas where we have created the detailed trading plan how we will deal with it. But from the market mechanics point of view, as you understand, since market has triggered the bearish pattern, it should continue move lower, and then the retesting of the neckline seems normal. But moving too far above the neckline will be really warning sign, and this really could put the shadow on the whole perspective of the bearish downward action. Also guys, that was some interesting moment because here the destiny of possible Jordan pattern should be decided. Recall what we said, that here is a combination of the FIB level and targets agreement could create the possibility of the Jordan directional pattern that calls the head and shoulders failure. But for that purpose, market should return back and above the neckline and hold there and start move up. So following the larger time scale analysis, we have said that probably this is not really very probable that this will happen, but still we have prepared the trading plan for any scenario. Right now, the first way of our trading plan is starting to work. Let's call it as the clear trading plan without any pitfalls and without any tricks from the market starting to work. Now, theoretically, market should continue move lower. So thrusting action out from the neckline looks very nice. Right now, as you can see, this downward action really strong. And if you have the short position already, you probably now should watch for where you could move the stop to the break-even. So do not drop it without controlling your position. You have to manage it. On the hourly chart, guys, we could take a detailed look how our entry setup was triggered. So that's our first area where we said that probably we could take the short. That's our second area where we said that we should place stop above it. From the technical point of view, if you understand, this area is very important. In fact, this is the crucial area for short-term bullish setup. Because if market on the way up moves not just through the neckline, slightly through the neckline, because this confluence stands slightly lower than neckline and the pivots combination. Almost it coincides. The difference is just the 20 pips. And we said, yes, market could show the retracement to the 108.20 area. But it should not move above this confluence, because if market will break not just neckline, but also pass it through the confluence resistance that stands above the neckline, this is definitely the failure of the head and shoulders pattern, and it's definitely the hazard for a short-term bearish perspective. That's why our stop has been placed here. On the way up, guys, market hasn't formed the butterfly, so that was some problems probably with the trading market in the scalp long position for those of you who would like to do this. But for our daily analysis, it was mostly indifferent how market will climb here. The major condition was the market should climb here. It has to appear here just to let us to take the short position. So if here we haven't got our entry point, right now we've got it, and take a look. We've got it almost at the same area, maybe slightly worse than here. That's why we always should try to sell the rally and to buy on the dip. If you trade, sell the rally if you trade on the bearish side, buy the dip if you trade on the bullish side of the market. Because you can see, although market taking significant drop here, it has shown meaningful retracement, and we almost has appeared right in the same area where we was able to take the short. So right now, currently you should watch for when you will be able to move your step to the break-even. If you has taken position somewhere around 108.16, if you calculated this extension, EBC bottom 161 extension has been hit, you probably could move stop to the break-even right now. If you have entered slightly earlier, right at this area, so you can see this also was some minor reaction on this confluence, but later market has moved slightly higher. Then you probably should wait a bit more when the market drop slightly lower, so approximately more 10-15 pips probably to a downward direction. In this case, you also could move to the break-even. So now we need to wait for normal development from the market and the downward continuation. So our entry setup is completed. Now just we should watch for the target will be hit. If market will form some other patterns, maybe on the intraday charts, on the hourly chart, that will be suitable for short-term scalp trading, we will discuss it. But since we already have the position, now we just need to protect it and watch what will happen next. So as you remember, our medium-term target stands at these lows. So market should clear out of these lows. Not necessarily market will stop here, but that's just minimum target that should be reached in the nearest future. Well, that's all on the euro currency today. Tomorrow probably, guys, we will see, but it's very probable that we will take a look at some other currency, because on the euro currency our preparation, our preliminary work has been done already for taking the position. Now we could take a look at something else.